Back to part 2 of splashes and drips. Now, here's our foilet we had. Here's our plastic bowl. Grab that. Bung that in there. Just like that. So when we mix our resin and stuff later on, it goes all hard, you can pick it up, take it off, throw it away, and then we're ready to go with the round 2. And what we're going to need is some casting resin. Okay, it doesn't matter what casting resin you use. You can use Barnes Clear Cast with the catalyst, don't matter. You can use rigid polyurethane, doesn't matter. Obviously when we mix it, don't forget, read the instructions. The mix ratio to this WC 782, getting a bit technical, which is just the stuff we put in there, is 100 to 85. In other words, if you mix 100 mils of one, 85 of the other. If you mix 10 mils of one, 8.5 to the other. Now don't quote me, again, trial and error, don't be slack, try it out. You'll probably find when you mix it by weight first, you will find out that the actual level is equal. Now, we've got this stuff here. We're going to mix it, but I've prepared it earlier, hence not wearing any gloves, hence I'm using water. Generally, again, don't quote me on it. If you don't mix it by weight, it might be the same amount in volume. In other words, it's even. This one might weigh 10 grams part A. This one might weigh 8.5 grams part B. Yet, the level is the same. Then we do our mixing. Pour it all in. There we go. Let's get this stuff happening. We're going to just give it a little mix till she starts warming up. Then we're going to pour it into our disposable aluminum or aluminium foil. Boom! Then we have to get some brushes. This brush, it's a painting brush. Get rid of it. Buy some cheap little brushes like this because they're going to go hard and we're going to throw them away. We've got our mix here. So nice. We've got our little plastic things we made before with the little crinkles. Nice. And we have our little droplets. So what we're going to do is we're going to place it in there. Paste, paste, paste. Lift it up like that and go straight to our box. Then we're going to place our little crinkle cut bits down there so it collects the drips. Carefully placing it on the bottom one. Boom. Just like that. Place it again, just like that. Not. And on the third go, you should be successful enough. Place it in like that and it sits like that. The drips will drip down and be collected in your little plastic bit down the bottom there. What you're going to do is continue along, pasting with the brush, with your drops. There it is there, and line them up. You can do as many as you want. You can do 10, you can do 50, do it to your heart's content. I try to get about 20 on the go because not every splash will be perfect. And you got to pick and choose your splashes or your drips. Once it's all dry, overnight, because this thing takes patience, it takes time, you're going to go back to your box and pull out every single little paddle pop stick with your drips or your splashes. And you are going to create this stuff again. If you can't remember, frickin' rewind. You're going to do it again, just like a candle. We're going to drop it in here, paste, 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 and whack it back in your slot. Leave it overnight. Easy. Now, as you can see, I've prepped these earlier for a demonstration model. They have been probably dipped about 3 to 4 times. Now, depending how big you want your droplets, keep going. You're a good sport. Just keep in mind, the thicker it becomes, a drop will turn into an icicle. So if them droplets join, use it for ice. Now, here's the finished product. Whoopity-doo-dah, we've got our drips. Now remember, the drips are the straight ones. I have not made splashes because I couldn't be bothered. That's up to you to do it, not me. Now remember them little knots that were created on the splash, which is the single, and on the drip, which is the double. Remember how we looped it twice? 2 hitches? Okay, so back to the drips. Double hitches. Notice these ones I've placed the knots really, really close. Probably about 1/2 centimetre apart. These ones here, I've probably done them 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres apart. Notice the drops on them, more of a drop. Notice these ones, they're forming an icicle. That's because I dipped them and pasted them more and more to form icicles. Why do you ask? Because I like snow as well. Now here's a little tip. When you're mixing your resin in the bowl, if you want dirty, shitty water, or what they call brackish, you can add a little bit of brown coloration in there with a little bit of lacquer paint. A couple of drops. If you want it bluish, put a little bit of blue in there. You can change the transparency and the look of these dirty little droplets. Now we're going to go have a look at the finished product. If your cat's in the way, like Jack is here, doesn't matter. Step over him, just like that. Let's have a look at these droplets and see how they finished up. I added a little bit of snow, so I added some icicles. If we focus on in here, you can see them little icicle formations, them little drips. Come along here, you can see there's a little bit of brackish because that's, oh, where is he? Oh, there he is. He's a little bit brackish, isn't he? That's because he's sort of run down along the stem and he's gotten a little bit dirty. Now just remember folks, you can do anything. Oh, let me spin that around. You can do that on your deer chin, you can do it on your duck wing, you can do it wherever you think is fucking nice. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that tuition. I will post a couple of photos of some examples. That little plastic bit that we did earlier, well, that's going to come in the future, but basically that's where you're going to build up some other splashes and so forth.